Welcome back to XFC 51. I am again being joined by the queen of the cage, Bella Mukaroka.
Thank you very much.
We got to dissect that last fight we watched, and there's no better person to do it. You know them pretty well. All I know about Jamie is that she eats carrot cake before every fight. That's all I know, but you know her pretty well.
Look, I know Jamie and I know Paula. These girls Paula's a brawler, as you saw from the last fight that we just saw. Jamie really takes her time. She picks her shots. You know, everything she does with finesse. And it really took off in the end for her, I really think. You know, with Jamie, she's all about tempo, rather than I feel with Paula, she was just walking forward and really and imposing her position on Jamie. So it was such a good fight. It was interesting because these two girls have already fought before as well. So it was a nice win for Jamie, nice shiny new belt, and you know, who knows what's next for Jamie Edenton, guys?
And we still have two massive fights here tonight at XFC 51. You don't want to miss any of this. There's another title on the line, and Bella, our next fight is crucial. Our next fight is epic, and next fight is a what?
It's a pro fight, ladies and gentlemen. Men's welterweight fight.
It's Michael the Lionheart TePou versus Peter Templar.
Here we go, Michael TePou, XFC fan favourite, never been in a boring fight.
I don't think he knows how to have one. Certainly he's got dynamite in his hands. Earlier in his career, he really linked into the submissions, and then he kind of worked out, wait a minute, I can just knock these guys out. I'll just do that instead.
Yeah, he loves his rear naked chokes, but I tell you what, he also loves putting people to sleep. He's put some dangerous opponents to sleep before as well with some huge overhand rights. But what I'm really looking forward to now for the first time, we're about to see Michael Lionheart TePou throw some elbows.
He certainly liked that ground and pound, and he is really slick on the ground. So while he's only got the white belt in jiu-jitsu, he's got like 7 to 8 years of experience, and he's just not interested in getting a belt. It doesn't interest him, but he is still training with some great clubs. Obviously, he is the owner of Lionheart MMA, but he also trains with a lot of other really skilled people as well. He's frequently going up to tribal MMA and all the skill sets that are up there, and he's constantly with Dim Skillies as well, so he's got great training partners to keep him sharp.
He'll say he's a white belt, but he's not a white belt. So myself, I've been a purple for a while. I've had the chance of rolling with Michael TePou, and mate, I smash him every time. I'll give you the hot tip, but he's not a white belt. I'll give him that. So yes, I dominate him, and he'll be the first person to tell you that I absolutely embarrass him. But no, he's not a white belt, mate. He's a blue with maybe 2 or 3 tips.
Yeah, and you can tell by some of his slick escapes. Like he's aware of what he needs to do, and he did an absolute number on another promotion in terms of taking someone who has a brown belt and making them white by striking the shit out of them. Yeah. So he is really talented.
Is Peter Templar.
And when TePou gets in the cage, he becomes a completely different person. He's all about jokes and laughing. But when he hits that cage, that Maori spirit comes out of him.
It's all seriousness and business once he's in there.
So, Kita, how much did your game plan change knowing that you're allowed to throw elbows?
Well, coming from a Muay Thai background, that's my bread and butter. I'm comfortable there, very comfortable there. Having to pull back on stuff, you transition and you replace it for something different. A good thing that comes with elbow is good knees, so you're able to utilize other things.
All right, now we have Peter Templar walking out from Mackay MMA, being trained under Dave Garnham.
And again, these Mackay boys do not take easy fights. You know, Peter Templar, you look at his resume, he had a phenomenal amateur career. Now jumping into the pro ranks. Again, he's gone into the deep end straight away. David Martinez, Jamie Spawn in his first 2 fights, and now Michael TePou.
And fighting at the welterweight, and Peter is a very big boy for welterweight as well, so he does cut a significant amount of weight. I did like Michael's weight cutting video of showing mowing the yard and basically ticking off all the chores. Excellent to see on that part there. But once again, it really comes down to when they're in the cage, none of that matters anymore. It's just about putting everything on the line.
Yeah, Peter Templar missed weight fractionally, so we're not talking a massive number, but it was a slight miss. And again, after a weight cut failure, the first thing we do is go to his opposite corner and say, hey, look, what do we want to do here? Does he need to lose the weight, or what happens? TePou goes, no, don't worry about it. Jump in the cage, we're fighting.
That also comes down to the Lionheart spirit that he has of jumping in and fighting Jamie Spawn, who is also Peter Templar's last opponent. And that was an absolute war.
This is your pro fight of the night. 3 by 5 minute rounds. Introducing first in the blue corner. Weighing in at 77.6 kilos. Fighting out of Lionheart Fight Club. Making his pro debut, Michael the Lionheart TePou!
Got butterflies for the first time. This fight's done it for me.
And his opponent in the red corner, weighing in at 78.2 kilograms, he fights out of Mackay MMA, holding a pro record of 0 wins and 2 defeats. Give it up for Peter Templar!
And the referee for this fight is Phil Cassidy.
So we mentioned before, both of these boys have fought Jamie Spawn, and 2 kind of identical kind of fights, where Jamie took Peter Templar to the absolute death. Same thing happened. Jamie Spawn took a decision win over Michael TePou, but I tell you what, Jamie was sick after that fight. TePou took him to the absolute death.
Yeah, and that people overestimate the amount of striking skill that Michael has, and he's only getting better.
He's got a chin on him too. Key to victories for TePou, I think, is keeping his strikes nice and tight. Oh! And again.
And this is the area where Peter really accelerates, but the elbows are really going to help him out here.
And he's TePou going straight to the elbows. 2 elbows straight away in his pro debut. Tell you what, obviously had a game plan until TePou landed a couple of those strikes right then, didn't he?
Everything changes when you get punched in the face.
Very, very quick.
Certainly does. And right now he's trying to be a backpack on Michael.
Yeah.
Michael's keeping him honest, even striking.
TePou's very tough to submit.
It's because he's so explosive as well, and has a very, very good defensive base, especially on the ground. So right now, feeling each other out. Peter's softening him up with those knees into the left quad.
Yeah, again, TePou's form of defense is throwing the strikes there. Really needs to get rid of this seatbelt grip. Explodes out of it. There we go.
So Michael really trying to strike. Peter has a game plan, and I think it involves being on the ground. He's very, very strong down there as well.
Yeah, TePou knew he wanted to get his back to the cage there to stop that takedown. Nice little headlock there to see what he's going to do with it. Again, Templar looks to take his back.
Templar's trying to get his hips off the cage, just that little bit. There we go. So he's climbing up.
Definitely see the strength coming from Templar, can't you?
Certainly, and the reason the strength piece is also coming with technique as well. He's a brown belt in jiu-jitsu as well. He knows how to do this. He's done a lot of striking. Beautiful knees from the breadbasket in response there from Michael. Peter gave him 1. Michael said, I'll give you 2 back.
And the best thing right now is a pro bout. Normally we'd be coming to the end of the first round, but we still have a full 2 minutes to go.
He's defending that single leg really well. Peter's then changed it in terms of going to a double leg. Now he's gone back to the single.
He times those elbows well.
Oh, big elbow from TePou. Nice reversal.
That's what we mentioned before, like, Michael knows how to do this. Temple's almost crawled up side mount now. Michael sucks his back to the cage to try and do the wall walk.
Yeah, definitely brought a solid game plan, a solid set of skills, Templar, right now.
Certainly has.
Looks in shape, doesn't he, too? Looks like he's like done 1,000 push-ups and a million sit-ups in his fight camp as well.
He actually, yeah, he's got a very long build, but he's also got that skinny strength happening as well. And on top of the skinny strength, he's got the muscles. So
yeah, TePou staying nice and calm there. Oh, jumps into a little triangle.
He's got a triangle set up.
Wow.
He's got very, very slick jiu-jitsu. At this stage, just isolating that arm to get that leg cinched up. Really put the pressure on.
Oh, that's pretty tight so far, and those elbows aren't going to be nice.
Certainly is. Michael's doing the best he can, still showing
40
his
seconds
defense.
to go.
Showing his defense. And he is
30
an absolute
seconds to
handful.
go. Oh. It was always going to be tough to get out of that position.
Peter Templar gets his first professional win.
Yeah, no significant damage done, but obviously definitely couldn't look like he was going to advance from that position there. He only had 25 seconds to last, but again, credit to Peter Templar there.
And see the commentary piece there. Obviously, Michael having a chat going, mate, that was tight. But also, that's something for everyone else to consider as well. That through that whole period, Michael was still defending. It just wasn't enough for the referee to think he was defending enough. But great set of skill sets there.
Just solid, wasn't he? Just made zero mistakes there, didn't he, Peter?
Definitely professional level.
He can hold his head up high there too.
For that split second, there was nothing there, and he threw that leg over and synced in that top-mounted triangle.
And the other thing as well is having the mindset of staying on top. A lot of the times it's easy to think, I'm just going to pull back, but then you give your other opponent the advantage. So he was using the gravity, him staying on top.
The winner of this fight in the first round at 4 minutes and 23 seconds by TKO in the red corner, Peter Templar.
And again, massive props to Michael TePou as well. So both fighters, you know, we normally tend to think that only one fighter took the fight on short notice, but TePou also took that fight on short notice as well. You know, originally slated to fight Christian Marino. Christian Marino pulled out for the 45th time of a fight, which meant we had to find an opponent for TePou. And again, out of nowhere to turn around and say, you know what, instead of fighting at lightweight, I'm going to fight Peter Templar at 77 kilos. Again, massive props to TePou there.
Excellent effort from both gentlemen.
So, Keita, you like to fight at 66. What's the maximum size opponent you think you'd go to?
I've had a few fighters that have missed weight a lot lately, and I've fought a few girls at 70 to 72.
Wow. Yep.
I find that it's just, you can feel the weight behind the punches, and it's like if you want to be fighting for a long time, I just don't think it's a smart decision to do such things.
my man.
Please don't go anywhere, Michael. Would you look down that camera and tell us, when you were dreaming or you're imagining that pro debut, is that what you imagined?
Well, I was actually imagining me punching Cristiano Marino's face in, but instead the bro jumped in on a couple of weeks' notice. Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about the lead up to this fight. Is there anything in particular that you did different in training?
Yeah, my game plan was to fight a short, chubby guy. But then he pulled out, so then now I'm fighting a tall, really muscly guy, and had to change the game plan, so, yeah.
All right, so you go back to training. You may watch this on film. What's the first thing you think you and your team are going to focus on as you head into your next fight?
Oh, just the same thing. I think I was doing pretty good until he caught me in that triangle. yeah, really good fella. I just want to give a shout out to my cousin back at home who passed away a couple of weeks ago. Cousin Kennelly, love you, brother. My brother Darren, who passed away a year ago, love you. Hey. I'm not doing this as a career, I'm just doing this to send some positive stuff out there. I come from a little village called Taifakaya, a lot of negative around there, and I just want to, I'm doing this to show them that you can do whatever. Whether you win or lose, it's all positive.
Another round of applause.
Love TePou.
And now Peter.
Always a crowd favourite.
Now we fixed your Peter, your first win, pro fight. Congratulations. How does it feel?
It's good. Bit of a rocky start to the pro career, but there's no easy fights at this level, so come out, get that first win. It means a lot.
What was the hardest thing about making that transition into pro fights?
It's like everyone at that level takes it seriously. Everyone's been training a long time. They're all doing the most, so it's very tough.
All right, so a fight week camp of 2 weeks against Michael. How did you even prep for that?
Like full credit to Michael. We took the fight, I think 2-3 weeks ago. I was playing golf and Dave texted me, but we've been training seriously for the past 10 weeks, morning, night. I told Dave, get me anything around September, maybe early October. I just wanted to fight, I was staying ready. It was not short of preparation. Michael fought the best version of me tonight, absolutely.
Stay ready, you say, stay ready. Family, friends, anybody here you'd like to give a shout out to?
Obviously, Dave and Tony, couldn't do it without them. Dan gives me so much of his time and skills. Shout out to Kian's win earlier. Partner Brooke puts up with me during fight camp. Mum comes and watches still, so thanks to everyone for coming out.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Peter TePou.
And let's just not forget that Mackay MMA are 2 from 2 tonight.